My name is TJ and welcome back to the channel where when it comes to Pokemon cards, it was never a phase, it's an addiction. And we're going to hop straight into this one. We're going to be talking about a set that moving forward, it's already getting a lot of attention. Currently, we're seeing a lot of prices rise, both on sealed and singles cards. And moving into next year, we're doing a little bit of looking into the future. This set has even more massive potential moving into 2026. And we're talking about Generations. Generations, being the 20th anniversary set, is going to have a whole ton of momentum continuing to move forward. And we're going to take a look at everything in the set right now. Starting with the Pikachu. The Pikachu right here, you can see Radiant Collection number 29, RC29. And this card is continuing to climb. It's up 71% just in the past 3 months alone. We can see it going from 30 bucks up to over 50 with most recent sale, actually around $70. And if you want to take a look at the 1 year, you can see the massive growth, 165%. Back here in May, it was a $17 card, so very massive jump on this Pikachu card. And even on the PSA 10 side, look at these most recent sales from eBay. We're seeing $900, $825, and then a few before that, we got 600, 695, and 680 with a 750 before that. So PSA 10 prices are continuing to go up in the most recent sales on this card. And it's not just this card, right? We're seeing the Mega Gardevoir. This is one we've talked about a little bit more recently. In the past 3 months, this one's up over 100%. It has dropped a little bit, down from 120 to around $95. So you can see right here, a little bit of a dip currently, but still up very big just in the past 3 months. And if we zoom out on the 1 year, you can see very affordable card for a long time, around 20 bucks for a long time until more recently. Once we started to get into this boom, this card got a lot of traction and we're seeing it move up massively. So the Gardevoir, a lot of people, in combination, what makes this set pretty unique is obviously being a big anniversary set, but we also have mega evolutions which are coming back, and that's going to play a huge role. There's a lot of people doing speculation plays as far as picking up megas, right? So that's helped gain a lot of attention and not probably helping to drive the price movement on the cards that are megas in this set. And that's a contributing factor, plus people rolling into that 30th anniversary next year. I think this is a set that's going to do very well. It's going to be pretty wild. It's already at some pretty crazy prices. Let's see lowest listed right now on this. Lowest listed is around $90 on TCG currently, which is actually a little bit below the current market price. PSA 10 sales, if we want to hop over to that on this card, pretty big as well. You can see the last two being very high, 850 and 850. Before that, we were seeing 500, 330, 420, 500. So the last two being much higher on the Gardevoir here. And then, we have this is why I like Generations. It's not that I don't like Celebrations either. We'll talk about that in a minute. But just the Generations also, with all the evolution stuff that's happening in this set, it's just going to age really well. And you have just these nice looking, a lot of them leaning into the cutesy aspect of these cards. They're just really nice looking cards. And that's kind of probably my only beef with the Celebrations cards, is just that they were reprints with just the stamps. And I don't really like the Pikachu stamps on there too much. I do like, base set Charizard being reprinted. I'm a big fan. I like the nostalgia of it, but I think this set is going to continue to age even better. But we have the Sylveon right here, ultra rare RC21. It's up 50% in the past 3 months. It's around $63 currently. And if we look at the 1 year chart here, you can see this card was actually on a little bit of a decline, going from around 20 in May of last year to a low of around 15, and then enter the boom, enter the current market, and we're back up to $65. And then I want to talk about the ETBs for this set, right? 20th anniversary Generations Elite Trainer boxes. Look at the last solds on these. $1,050. We have 1,200 crossed out, so an offer accepted. We don't know full price on that. Before that, you can see 865, 869, 1,000, and 1,000. So looks like prices have held or continuing to rise on these ETBs. $1,000 ETB. And if you want to see on the TCG player side, just for a little bit of confirmation, this price has not updated, market at 712. But if you want to look at lowest listeds currently, you're right there in that $1,000 mark. Technically a few dollars under right here at 993. But then after that, with shipping, you're right there at the only listings that are currently on TCG Player. So you have a $1,000 ETB already. And then if you want to do a comparison, obviously, age is playing a huge factor. It's a much older set, right? But in comparison to Celebrations, which, I think Celebrations will do well moving forward to a certain extent. I don't think it's going to be like Generations numbers per se, at the same time frame, at the same age, just because, like I said, the stamps and on there how they did the cards, it's just not quite as unique as what we're seeing with Generations. And we're going to talk about some common cards that are seeing some pretty massive growth. But I mean, you can pick these up for 115 currently on eBay, 130, 120. It's more like 125, 130. 130, 140-ish with shipping, depending on what you're looking at. So a much more affordable ETB. Like, these will probably do well when it comes up to that 30th anniversary as well. So, these, I'm not saying that these are a bad play either. These are probably a pretty good pickup, moving forward, because we're still quite a ways out from that 30th anniversary. But, just comparative wise, Generations has been absolutely killing it. And then we're just going to take a look at a few of the common cards. So we got you got this Chikorita RC1 right here, common card. It's up 100 and almost 80%. And it's a nice looking card. It's just a great looking common with Chikorita and Pikachu. So it's not really a big surprise to see this jump up in price. But 179% growth in the past 3 months is very impressive. From $3, it was as high as 10. It's come down a little bit. So this card has dropped, but totally understand why people would be latching onto this card. There's always commons in like every set that look really nice, and just appreciating artwork wise, it's just a fun, cutesy card with Chikorita and Pikachu. And if we look at the 1 year, 557% growth on this one. You could have had this card for $1 all day long, and now we're at where we're at $8. So a dollar card seeing some very massive percentage wise gains. Dollar gains not quite as much, but percentage wise. And then you have another card that falls into the same category, RC9 right here, the Raichu. Just a cutesy common card laying in some flowers, but artwork wise, it's nice. It meets the cutesy factor. 165% growth, right? Back here it was a $2 card 3 months ago. It was as high as $7.29, so it has fallen off a little bit. It's around $4 or $5 currently. And then if you zoom out on the 1 year, 316% growth. So massive percentage growth, even on some of these commons. Same thing, $1.30, $1 card, right? For a long time, just very flat. I did see a little bit of an uptick in December to around $2. But then, yeah, seeing some more attention, massive attention. Like I said, I think a lot of people are speculating moving forward about that 30th anniversary, so that's definitely playing a factor here. But we have other stunning cards from the set, and this is one we've talked about. I think it's been a while, but a nice looking Sylveon. This is number RC32, Radiant Collection 32. This one's up 33% in the past 3 months. This one has come down a little. It went from 84 up to 120. Now it's down to around 110. You can see most recent sale right here at 105, and then we have lowest listed right now at around 105. Kind of what we're seeing, which is a little bit below market, but matching those most recent prices. So just with Prismatic Evolutions coming out as well, and I think Evolution's gonna just continue to be popular forever. Everyone loves the Evolutions. 206% growth over the last year on this card. A year ago, this was a sub $40 card, mid to lower 30s is what we were looking at, and now it's over 100. So another card that's probably going to continue to age very well. You got Mega Charizard, so Megas again, right? Everyone loves Charizard. There's Charizard fatigue playing a factor, I think, but Mega Charizard always going to be a card that people want. This one's up 30% in the past 3 months, going from around 65, hitting around 85 currently. And then if we zoom out on the 1 year, most of that growth coming recently, excuse me, 46%. It looks like the low was pretty much what we were seeing 3 months ago ish, a little less actually, $55 up to 83. So not as crazy of percentage gains on the 1 year, but still a solid 46% is really really good. And you're seeing obviously, like look at these cards being a lot of these cards being at the 1 year highs for sure. This is one that has dropped. We got the Flareon here with all of the other original evolutions on it. This one has dropped in the recent months, right? Down almost 15% in the last month, going from around 90 to 91 to 78. In the past 3 months, it's kind of like flat-ish, but if you zoom out to the 1 year, it's still up almost 95%. It was a $40 card a year ago. So it saw a big old spike and then it has come down quite a bit. But this is another one that is just a staple from the set, a really nice looking card. And this is just kind of what you just don't get from Celebrations. Once again, I'm not trying to dog on Celebrations. I think it's fine. And there's a lot of cards from that set I like. A lot of nostalgia for me. You got the Shining Magikarp, the Gyarados, the Charizard. There's a lot of cool cards from that set, but they're just reprinted arts that we've seen before with this stamp thrown on it. So I totally understand. It's my gripe, and I think a lot of other people's gripes when it comes to that set. So, this is like I said, it comes at a nice time to like right now, like on the coattails of Prismatic and everything. So, obviously that makes a lot of sense. You want to talk some expensive PSA 10 pricing? 2,125 last sold. This went on bids, sold from Probstein. Before that, we saw 1,800 on bids, 2,000, 1,500, and 1,650. These were the last PSA 10 sales. So the most recent one, it's been a while. This was a few weeks ago, April 3rd. So this card, obviously, a lot of these cards doing very, very well in a PSA 10. And then you have other cards like this too. Just once again, super cutesy, adorable. Apologize, I got a little bit of the hiccups going. Flareon, this one's up 167%. This is on the 6-month chart, I believe. Oh yeah, the 3-month chart, I don't know if there's enough sales here. It wasn't really working. Shows up 10%. But the 6-month chart, 167% growth, going from 17 all the way up to $55, and then coming back down into the 40s. And the 1-year chart looks just a little bit better, 189%. Back here, $16, a full year ago. So let's see lowest listed on this. Lowest listed's around 40, 42-ish with shipping, which would be below the current market price on TCG Player. But just another nice looking evolution card. You got the other Gardevoir here as well. This is a nice looking one, RC30, if you want to look it up, from $33 up to around 45. So 38% growth in the last 3 months. And this is just a set where, with the exception of that Flareon card, that's kind of the only one that's really come down in value more recently. But still being up. It's just had a little bit of a retrace. You can pretty much look at any card from the set for the most part. Pick any card and they're going to be up. So nice looking Gardevoir as you have the full evolution line here. And just a great looking card. 259% up, going from $12 up to in the 40s. So yeah, a lot, like I said, a lot of these cards at big, massive highs. And yeah, so not super surprising, like I said, especially moving into the anniversary coming up. And here's a card too. This Articuno, this is one of those cards that this does not do this card any justice. This card looks so much better in person. The TCG Player scan just it looks horrible. Comparative, just man, it just pops. But this is one that is up 66% in the past 3 months, going from $14 up to around 23, and in the past year 123% growth. So you could have picked this up at $10 at the low, it looks like. So yeah, Articuno, it's just a pretty good set, man. And then, the more you start to look at it, and then Leafeon here, you got your ultra rare Leafeon up almost around 80%, from $12 up to 22. So something that's going to be interesting with this set, and all of that growth coming more recently, it's only up 80% on the year and almost 80% in the past 3 months. So this one's a nice looking EX Leafeon. But where are these cards going to settle and continue to like end up at? We got Mega Blastoise number 18 here, up similarly almost 80% in the past 3 months, from 11.22 up to around 20, and 111% on the year, $9 ish a year ago. And then you have last one that we're going to talk about here. We have a holo rare Gengar number 35. Just obviously Gengar, very popular Pokemon, but art style, I thought this was a cool one. We have a lot of these a little bit more common cards that it's fun to appreciate these ones as well. Up 36% here, going from around $7 up to around 10. And then if we look at the 1 year chart, we are at 66% growth. Nothing crazy. As far as like, it's a $10 card now, but it was around $5, so percentage wise doing very well. So some of these cards dollar wise not as much, but percentage wise very big jumps. So just another nice looking Gengar art, being a very popular Pokemon. So where is this gonna all go moving forward? Like I said, I don't know like how high the ETBs are gonna go. They're already at like $1,000. So man, the 30th anniversary does have me excited. We are a ways out, but we're really not that far. It seems like, at least for me, it seems like this year is moving fairly fast, just in general, but specifically with Pokemon. There's just been so much happening with the boom of the market, and then all these sets coming out. It just seems like we're just at like this breakneck pace. And so, yeah, before we know it, I feel like we're going to be leaning towards the end of the year, starting to learn more about the anniversary set. And that's going to be a wild, wild time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How are you feeling about the 30th anniversary moving forward? How do you feel about generations versus celebrations? Like I said, I don't think celebrations, ETBs and stuff are bad pickups either. I think those will do good. Just obviously not everyone's going to buy like $1,000 generations ETB right now, so I totally understand that. Whereas like celebrations, much more affordable, better entry price. But a lot of singles, and especially if you compare the sets, too. Let me know like where you guys think in the comments, as far as just set strength, celebrations versus generations. Let me know what you guys kind of are feeling there. But that's all I have for this one, guys. Wanted to talk about that set. A lot of cards moving big, ETB moving big. So that's kind of your daily market update on your generations. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You have to be subscribed for the giveaway that we're doing, which should be popping up somewhere around here. It's my way of saying thank you, giving back to the community. So that's pushing towards 20K subs. Once we hit that, we'll announce the winners of the giveaway. Super excited for that. But that's all I have for this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.